Hey y'all, it's Nicole at King Gap Creatives, and today I'm going to be making just a very simple project, but it's one that has a message that goes along with it. So not only is this video probably going to be a good bit shorter than normal, I'm also starting out differently because I just want to say what's on my heart with this. So these letters are not glued on. Nothing has been done yet except the letters cut with the laser. So I'm going to have to hold them with my fingers. But just this simple message, but God. Last Wednesday night, our pastor talked about but God moments. Moments when things were going one way, but because God intervened, there was a big shift. And those big shifts are in our favor. Now, it's true that we live in a broken, fallen world where bad things do happen to good people sometimes. But it's not because God doesn't love us. He always loves us. He always has our best in mind. And I think about some of those but God moments in my own life. Sometimes when I made some terrible decisions that could have shortened my life or shattered my dreams, but God intervened because he still had a purpose for me, and he has a purpose for you too. I also think about a few years back when my dad was involved in a very serious car accident, and when I saw his truck, I said, there's no way he should be alive, but God. He came through the accident with just barely a scratch on him. It was just a miracle. God's still in the miracle business. So anyway, that's the reason I wanted to do this little simple project. Just, life's hard. And again, sometimes bad things do happen to good people. But if we could just see the times where God was intervening on our behalf and changing things for the good. You know, sometimes we recognize it, but I think sometimes we probably don't. I know I don't. But anyway, that's our project for today. Just this very simple little sign with the laser cut letters that say, but God. So first, I'm just going to take some antique white and one of my chip brushes here, and I'm just going to paint this little wood block, which is just a scrap that I got, that I had cut off something else. I can't even remember what I was making that it came from. There's no telling. But I'm just going to put a very distressed looking coat on this. I probably should have done it in white instead of antique white, but I think it's going to look all right either way. I'm not even trying to cover the whole surface that well. Just kind of get it on there. Just in a blotchy, kind of distressed kind of pattern. I may have to spray a little water on there. That is a good trick. Sometimes if you have paint that's not wanting to spread, and this wood is very dry, but you can just give it a little spritz, and that helps it to just smooth on there a little bit easier without using just a ton of paint. So just trying to cover all the really bare looking spots, and then we'll get our letters painted. And I may, well, I don't think I'm going to have to do it to this one, but sometimes when I'm doing something like this, I'll paint a kind of distressed coat, but then I'll still hit it a little bit with the sander just to rough it up some. And I'll see how it goes, but I think this is going to be okay like this without the sander. But that sander is my friend. I use that thing quite a lot. And it's been so hot here in Alabama right now. I've brought my little sander to the back porch, and not that it's not hot on the back porch, but it's cooler than it is in the building. We just have a little metal building that I work out of, and it is super hot. So anyway, have that just kind of coated in the antique white. Let's paint some letters now. And for these, I'm just using the black and just a little flat brush. I guess that would probably be about an 1/8 inch brush. Anyway, it's small, and I think it's only going to take just a little bit of paint, so I'm just squirting a little bit out. And I've laid them out on this paper towel because I have painted so much on this paper that's covering my table right now, it's hard to see anything because I've made such a mess with not staying on the wood or the canvas or whatever I've been painting. But I guess that's just part of it. That's the reason I put the protective paper down. I know I'm messy. I know I'm going to make a mess out of it, so might as well cover over it. And I like painting these letters because the black covers them so well the first coat, and it's just amazing to see how much that one little I can't talk, y'all, that one little coat of paint just changes the whole it just gives the letters such a finished, polished look. I just love how they do, and I'm still just obsessed with my laser. I have literally wanted a laser since 2008 when my family took a trip to Gatlinburg, and I went in a little shop where they were making laser cut signs, and I was just obsessed. But at that time, I sure couldn't afford one, and not sure I could now, but I did anyway. That was, I think I've told y'all before, that was my retirement present to myself. But I was hoping, you know, not only is it a retirement present to myself, but I'm hoping it's eventually going to open up a stream of income when I figure out all the ins and outs of running it and exactly what I'm doing and all the things that it will do. I've learned a lot already. I've had it probably a little over a month, but there's so much that I have yet to figure out. Like how to do a lot of items at once. I have tried and I have no clue, but I'm going to keep on keeping on till I get it figured out. I can usually pull up tutorials and things so I can know what I'm doing, but even in the book that came with the laser, I have not been able to get that completely figured out yet. So there's the letters, and then we're just going to glue them on with this Glue Masters thick super glue. So now I'm just going to very carefully glue these on. I did not realize until just a minute ago that I had not put my glasses on to do this, which is pretty amazing in the first place because I about have to have my glasses these days. These over 50 eyes, just, I don't know why I did the last letter first either. I get to talking and I'm not paying enough attention to what I'm doing. Let me get this, and maybe that won't be dry by the time I get this glued down. And if it is, hopefully I can just put another coat and go for it. So I'm just going to eyeball this, and I should have laid everything out before I started, but just going from memory, I believe that is going to work. I usually try to lay everything out, and then I can kind of tell what I think I do have that a little bit too high, and I broke it. Now, next thing, probably going to be that I glue my fingers together, but maybe not. We're just going to make it work. We are going to make it work. I'm going to have to probably touch that up a little bit with some more paint, but that part is not a big deal. Sometimes you just got to go with it. So here we go. I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again. If you're using this kind of super glue, just be real careful, because this is the stickiest stuff I have ever seen in my life. If it's thicker letters, I will use wood glue, but with these, sometimes I feel like I just need to get them on there pretty quick, and this is I don't know. I can't describe it. It is just the tightest bond ever in the least amount of time. So, all right. There we have it. Super quick, super easy project. Only thing is I'm just going to have to go back and touch up where I broke the T there. I think that's what I broke. I can't even tell for sure now, but yeah, it's the T. So I'm just going to have to put a little more paint there, but not a big deal. So anyway, here it is, the finished ButGod sign. And I've been making some cute little stands that are also made on the laser that I'm probably going to put this one on. I'm just going to go in and touch up that spot of paint that's not exactly right because I broke the letters. But thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to link my Facebook below, so if you get a chance, follow me on there and you can see a lot of these projects that I'm doing. And I know I've been saying this for weeks, but I really am gearing up to start doing some paint parties and craft classes, and the Facebook page is going to be where you can find out more about all that. So I'll link it below. Hope to see you on there, and I'll see you next time. Again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.